Hello, class of 2200 and Suba. My name is Michael Mannino, and I'm going to do my presentation on the disadvantages of international business. Um, let's get started. So the risks of currency exchange fluctuations. Um, some of the risks to international business is importing. When you import a good, um, you are paying for a good with your currency, and then it has to be exchanged in the market, and then the seller will take their money. So some of the risks that are associated with that is the currency exchange could increase or decrease with the times. So if I buy a good, let's say $100 bottle of wine, um, and today it's $100, so I order it, comes to my warehouse or my house, and by the time it gets here, the currency went up. So now this bottle of wine is $110. So that's some of the risks that are involved. And same thing with exporting. You know, in the beginning of 2015, Sweden had a problem because their dollar went increased 30% overnight, which you would think is a really good thing if you hold a Sweden franc, but it's not. And the reason is because if you are, let's say, a watchmaker in Sweden and you sell your goods to the United States, and it's $1,000 watch. Um, on its way here to America, it was $1,000, but once it gets here, the currency went up 30%. Now this watch is a $1,300 watch, and I don't want it anymore because I could go to China, I could go wherever, and get a cheaper watch because now your watch is $300 more than it was yesterday, and which could cause all your sales to cease and could destroy your business. And the same thing with employees. If you're paying foreign employees, if you're in America and you have employees in China or abroad, they want to get paid every Friday. And if they're making a good that costs $5 to make, and you bring it here and you sell it for 10, but now their currency increases or ours decreases, now that cost of that product has increased, and when you come over here and sell it for $10, you're making less of a profit. So which could cause your company to go under because your costs are a lot heavier. And then here is a chart, if you can see, of the yen in 2011, uh, before and after the natural disaster that happened in Japan. And this is saying in February 28th, the yen was $82. Uh, and then March 15th, the day of the natural disaster, the yen dropped to $79. But which is very interesting, April 15th, so a month later, the yen jumped up to $84.50. It increased $5.50. And the reason is because Japan was importing so many goods in such a short amount of time that their dollar increased. They're importing medical supplies, vaccines, importing everything because of what happened. So their government actually had to step in and subsidize and had to help subsidize because their dollar was just skyrocketing up, which is not always a good thing. So here's what some small businesses are doing now to protect themselves. Uh, Ever since 2010 in Europe, there was a big crash, and with their euro. So here's some of the things that companies, small businesses, and medium-sized businesses are doing. They are locking in rates. They are charging customers their own currency now with the thanks to technology. They're avoiding casino fever, which I'll go over, and they're looking at government actions a lot more closely than they were before. So ways to minimize risk. Uh, One of them is the fixing the rates. Um, so a good example it was when Ford bought Jaguar, the car company. Um, it was a foreign company and they paid them in euros. So what they did, they used today's exchange rate for United States dollars to euros, even though they weren't going to pay them for 2 months because they locked in the rate. They said whatever the exchange rate will be in 2 months, it doesn't matter. We're going to go off today's. So what they're doing is protecting themselves because at the time of the sale, someone could have took an airplane and drove it, into New York, and then now our dollar's out of whack and things like that. So to help avoid the exchange rate going fluctuating, so you know what you're paying. You know you're paying $100 of today's dollars. You don't know what it will be worth tomorrow. And then companies are also charging consumers their own currency, which is with the power of technology now, which is awesome. Uh, when I go buy something online, I could be buying it from a someone in China, and I have no idea. And when I pay with my Visa or Mastercard credit card, and it says 100 US dollars, they're doing the currency exchange for me so that the seller gets their currency and I only paid the 100 US dollars and I don't have to worry about the conversion process or anything like that. So companies are now just charging them their own currency, and thanks to technology, that's a lot possible. So avoiding casino fever. This is where people are hedging the market, or they think that, you know what, hey, I know this bottle of wine in France is 100 US dollars today, but I have a feeling that tomorrow the US dollar will be stronger and the French dollar will be weaker. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to purchase. So I'm gonna hedge the market. I'm timing the market, and that's where fixing the rate comes in. Where you just fix the rate. You know what it is. All parties are happy and they know what it is. That they know what it will be. And something that's going on that's really big right now is monitoring government actions. Right now I have the Greece flag up here. With everything that's going on with Greece, it's very interesting to see how this plays out because they're bankrupt. They're in the euro system. So why you'd want to monitor government actions is because what's going to happen to Greece? What's going to happen to the euro? Do you really want a euro right now? Because it could collapse. If Greece and Spain aren't paying their debts, um, is Greece going to get kicked out of the euro? This is a very interesting time to watch. So people might be skeptical of having any euros on them. They might want U.S. dollars now because they don't know no one knows what's going to happen with them. And that's it. That's my presentation for some of the disadvantages with currency um, and international trade. So my name is Michael Mannino. Thank you very much, class of 2200. And Suba, have a great day.